boys and girls. It is weekly roundup time, part one. Like I said before, I was going to do two parts because I am off this week from work. Contemplated doing this first part yesterday because in my last video Thursday, what I did not know is I was going to be off Thursday. Before I got a chance to get ready for work, they called me, said we have a low census of patients. Would you like to take a day off? Of course. And then Friday, I also was not expecting to have the day off because they called me again. This time after I'd already gotten ready, was about to leave, in about 5 minutes. So, of course, I said, sure. And so then, of course, we had the weekend as well. So all in all, it'll be 10 straight nights off for me. If you haven't yet, go check out My Vinyl Vengeance, Tim Eaton's channel. He and I and Ron and George from George G's Room of Rock did our video on Saturday. Usually we do it on Sunday, but Ron's work schedule is a little bit different now. And we discussed our either our top 10 or 10 of our favorite band logos. And also, as of now, I will be on the Metal Roundtable with Scott Waters, Carcass John, Steve, at least those three. And they're going to be having a guest as well, Charlie Belmore, who has been in Hatebreed. He's been in the Tim Ripper Owens band. He's played for Dee Snider. He's played for Josh's solo stuff. He's been all over the place, so make sure you want to check in on that at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to No Life Till Metal Records, which is, I believe, the channel name for Scott Waters, if you're not already subscribed to him. And that'll be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Go ahead and get into the CDs. And, of course, I had to bring this one back. Been a little while. Something Wicked from Iced Earth. Just a fantastic album that needs to be played. And then we got some Judas Priest with Jugulator. Next one, I feel this is an underrated album. I think their first two get all the praise which they really should, but I think Time is really a fantastic album. Then we go to the UK for some death metal with the last effort from these guys, Benediction, Rage of Empires. Also have that copy on vinyl as well. Fantastic death metal band right there. Then got a couple non-metal spins. Got some Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. Something I picked up at Second and Charles for just a couple bucks. And then something that arrived in that enormous 32 record package from Ron. Got Stevie Ray Vaughan in Step, what would be his last, real full studio album prior to his death. Then we got some Back to the Metal with some Megadeth and Cryptic Writings. Also another underrated album, I feel. And then some non-metal again. We got the Beastie Boys with Ill Communication. Then we go back to our regular scheduled program. We got Anthrax with Stomp 442. And we got some Kiss with Lick It Up. Had to pull a favorite out. Had to pull out Necroshine from Overkill. These next three are from last night, little baseball watching tunes with the Oz Man. No More Tears. The latest effort from German power metal band Primal Fear, Domination. And then we had some death metal, kind of a sludgy death metal. I wouldn't call it death doom, but Ventacult with Untamed, or Tentacult, I'm sorry, with Untamed Revulsion. I got this in my Metalhead box subscription a while back. So that is all the CDs for this first half of the week. On to the vinyl. So on Thursday, Angie had made the topic debut albums. So I stayed away from any like one-off bands because, I mean, technically I guess it's a debut, but it's the only album. So one we got here, we got the self-titled Ramones. We got some Def Leppard with On Through the Night. The first self-titled Zeppelin. Now this is not the first release, but it is the first full-length album from My Dying Bride, As the Flowers Wither, UK Death Doom. That was another purchase of mine from Ron. And then we got the self-titled debut from Aerosmith. Another self-titled debut. This one from Van Halen. And I guess you could call it self-titled Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. I need a cleaner copy of this because I got this at a pawn shop. And it's not the greatest of condition. Plays decent enough, but I wouldn't necessarily say well enough. I do need another copy. And the last of the debuts, Hyrax Raging Violence. Again, this is another band. I think they had an EP out before this, but I could be wrong. Bay Area crossover band. And then just to the regular stuff, we got some Devil Driver with Dealing with Demons Volume 1. Some Rob Zombie with Educated Horses. The latest Testament, Parabellum. So now this is probably maybe my fourth or fifth time through this album. And I've, for, I don't know if I'd say good reason, but reason enough, I've spent some time away in between spins. But some of it's starting to click now. Right now, I would probably put it on par with Brotherhood of the Snake, which is not a great album, not a completely terrible album. At this moment, I'm probably ranking it at the bottom of their, from the reunion start on with Skolnick, from Formation on to now. I'd probably still put it at the bottom. Brotherhood maybe just a little bit better. It's definitely not Titans of Creations. I hesitate to say maybe a few more spins will change my mind, but I'm kind of thinking maybe Testament could kind of call it a day. I think, you know, average Testament is better than most bands out there. You know, I'll say that. But you don't buy a Testament record or CD hoping for average Testament. So I'll just say that. Next up, I'm not going to make a lot of noise getting this out, but some AC/DC Blow Up Your Video. I'm pretty sure this is the first AC/DC record that I bought. And we got some Riot, Born in America, another Ron Haggerty purchase. Trying to get through those in my to spin bin. And we got some prong with the cleansing. We got the self-titled debut from Wasp, which I could have done on debut day, but I thought somebody might have done that one. Then we got Blood In, Blood Out, the reunion with Zetro, which only lasted a couple of albums. And we got some Sepultura with Chaos AD. Iron Maiden, Seventh Son. And we got some Slayer in there, some Divine Intervention. And the Garage Days Revisited EP from Metallica. Got another Ron purchase here, a couple of them. Queensryche, The Warning, their full-length debut after the self-titled EP. And we got some Lizzie Borden with Visual Lies. And got a couple left. The Fragile Art of Existence. Control Denied. Also a Ron purchase. And last but certainly not least, Congregation of Annihilation from Metal Church. Fantastic album. So that is it for the first half of this weekly roundup. Do stay tuned, because a little bit later on, after I've gotten this video on its way to being posted, I will be doing another decade album ranking. This time it'll be Black Sabbath. So once I've got this to where it's uploading, I'll go ahead and start to do that video. So I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. Stay tuned for the Black Sabbath 70s ranking, and hope you guys have a blessed day.